So, we will be joining the rest of the crew in about an hour or so. But first things first, I have some art to finish. But two, I actually need to talk to y'all about something. So, and I have actually brought along visual aids for this. No, chat, you're not in trouble. It's nothing you did. If anything, I'm the one who might be in trouble. So, allow me to explain. So, actually, I'll wait for the spawn to finish. Ah, no one got it. Best of luck next time. So, I have a condition called spondylolisthesis. It is a spinal condition. This is a condition that I have known about for probably over 15 years. I have known that I have had this condition, so it's been a known issue, and I have done everything that I can to take steps to make sure that it doesn't get worse. Allow me to explain a little bit more about what this condition actually is. So, at the base of your spine, in your body, there is a bone that connects your L5 vertebra, the bottommost vertebra of your spine. It connects your L5 vertebra to your pelvic bone, basically securing the base of your spine to your hips. Someone with spondylolisthesis either doesn't have that bone, or that bone was not properly developed. And so I don't have that bone. And so my spine is not, in fact, secured to my hips. It just kind of sits there and is prone to shifting. We identified this issue because maybe about the time that I hit like double digits in age or something like that, maybe like 11, 12 years old, I started to notice I was having a lot of lower back pain. And my parents are like, that's not normal. Let's go to the doctor. And we went to the doctor and they took some x-rays and they said, we don't like what we see. Hi, Ams. It's story time. And they recommended us to go see a specialist. So we went to the specialist and they took some more x-rays. And what they saw was that I had this condition called spondylolisthesis, and that the base of my spine had indeed shifted forward towards the front of my body ever so slightly. Now, spondylolisthesis is categorized into 4 grades. At the time of diagnosis, I was grade 1, which is the mildest. It was minimal shifting, enough to be noticed on an x-ray, and enough to cause like back pain when I overwork my spine, or if I like overwork my back or overexert it. So what they did was they prescribed me physical therapy and gave me a bunch of exercises that I could do at home to help strengthen the muscles in my lower back around the base of my spine to help compensate for the lack of support. And that worked. It ended up strengthening the muscles enough to where I stopped having back pain so much. I would still, like, if I overworked it, if I was too physical, or if I overexerted it too much, I would still, like, it would still hurt. But I could take some pain medicine, sleep it off, and I'd be fine the next day. No issues. And it's been like this now for the past 15 years, roughly. Well, as many of you know, not last week, but the weekend before, I was out of town for work. I was flown out of town for a work conference. The flight there, fine. The whole time I was there, despite all the walking and stuff that I was doing, fine. After getting off the plane from the flight back, I noticed, holy shit, my back is killing me. Excuse me. And I wrote it off as it just was not a comfortable airline seat, because it really wasn't. I was also running on about 3 hours of sleep at that point, because the person I was rooming with and flying back to Texas with, we basically had to wake up at fuck you o'clock in the morning to get on our plane. So I was running on like no sleep at all. So trying to sleep on the plane, I couldn't because the seat was so uncomfortable. Kind of like moved around, tried to adjust a lot. I just couldn't get it done. And then when I got off the plane, I realized, wow, my back really, really hurts. But again, 15 years of this shit. Take some Tylenol, go home, lay down, get some sleep. You'll be fine when you get up, or you'll be fine the next morning, worst case. That was a week and a half ago. And my back has not stopped hurting since. I have been in a constant state of moderate at best pain in my lower back since I stepped off the plane. And on Tuesday, it finally clicked. That's not normal. That's not good. So I went to the doctor. Told her about my condition. Explained everything that I knew about it and my experience with it. And I told her I think it may be related. I think the back pain I'm having right now may be related to this condition. So the doctor performed a brief physical examination, tested my reflexes, made sure that like my legs were still working properly, that I could still feel everything, that I had good reflexes, that I still had full range of motion, basically making sure that there was no nerve damage leading down into my legs if it was indeed a spinal issue. Thankfully, no issues there. Still full range of motion with my legs. No numbness, no tingling, anything like that. So she took me back for some x-rays. Just on the lower back, just like front profile, side profile. That's it. That's really all they need. I go back to the room to wait for the doctor and to wait for the x-ray results. The doctor came back in and said, well, you were right. And I thought to myself, God fucking damn it. I didn't want to be right, because if I'm right, that means it got worse. And it has indeed gotten worse. So this is my spine. This is my L5 vertebra. Right here. That's my L5. And this is the pelvic bone right there. This line right here, this blue line, this is the point where the L5 vertebra connects to the pelvic bone. They meet on this plane right here. The red line is where the center of my spine is currently. The red line is where the center of my spine is right now. The green line is where it should be. I said earlier that when I was first diagnosed with this condition, it was categorized in its mildest form, grade 1. I am now borderline, my condition is now borderline grade 3. At grade 4, the recommended course of action is corrective surgery. At this point in time, I do not know if there is a way for me to fully prevent this condition from getting worse. At the very least, I can most likely take steps to slow the progression of the shifting. We knew you weren't straight, but this is ridiculous. Shut up. But I don't know. I currently have a referral to a spinal specialist who can hopefully go in and perform further evaluation. I'll probably be going in for another MRI. And get a better idea of what's going on, how bad it is, and using that, put together a treatment regimen that I'm hoping the extent of which will be extensive physical therapy and perhaps a few chiropractic adjustments, just to try to help get things back in line, closer to where they should be. Nathan asked, but there's no surgery you can have now in this state? No. And I want to avoid surgery like the plague right now. The reason being that back surgery, for me, could very well spell the end of my career because of how physically demanding my day job can be. It will prevent my condition from getting worse and will preserve my overall long-term physical health, yes. But it could also very well mean that I would have to quit my job. I really don't want to do that. So I'm kind of facing the possibility now that there's a non-0% chance that at some point in the future I may not be able to keep my job because of this condition, whether it be because it's gotten so bad that it's not safe for me to do my job, or it gets so bad that I have to do surgery and that surgery effectively retires me. And I'm not gonna lie, that is a very upsetting thought to me because I love my job. I love working in the industry that I work in. I've met so many incredible people. I've learned so many things. It pays well, it has excellent benefits, and I see myself having a lifelong career in this industry. And there's a good chance that through no choice or action of my own, I may not be able to stay in it. And that is an extremely upsetting thought to me. So I'm trying to stay positive, to wait until I can meet with the spinal surgeon to see what he has to say as far as like his evaluations, because my experience with surgeons, because I've seen orthopedic surgeons too, like for my knees, and they've looked at my knees and been like, yeah, they're not bad enough for us to do surgery on, but here's what we're going to do instead. So I know that they're not going to recommend surgery unless it's absolutely necessary to prolong and improve my own quality of life. Is there some kind of lumbar support I can use while sitting? I'm sure there is. I just currently do not have the spare funds to invest in one. So what I might do is I might go on to my Throne wish list and see if they have anything. And as much as I hate to pawn this off on y'all, see if there's a way to possibly like crowdfund like a lumbar support pillow or something I could use like when I'm at my desk, in my truck, something just to kind of help ease the pain. I do have, when I am at work, shut up and take my Casey, you've done plenty. I do have an elastic back brace that I got from a hardware store that I've been wearing the past couple of days. That is helping. Like, I have noticed it doesn't hurt as much to walk or to get in and out of my truck. It still hurts a little bit, but that is helping take some of the pressure off. Just like by providing more just external support to my lower back. What else? I have my cane that I've had for the past 6 years now, ever since my knees really started giving me shit. So that helps. Just with helping to maintain proper posture and things of that sort. But my job, my bosses are very aware of my current situation and of my condition, and they are going to do everything in their power to accommodate me, to make sure that I can continue to work a job and get paid without further jeopardizing my physical health, and without me having to go on disability. Because I'm gonna be honest, I cannot afford a 40% pay cut right now if I were to go on disability. Sent me a couple weeks to DM. Thank you so much. I will look at those after stream. I appreciate it. So this past week and a half has not been good for me right now. I'm not, to be clear, this is not a life-threatening situation that I am in. But depending on how bad it gets or how bad it is, it could potentially be life-altering. And I'm kind of struggling to process that right now, to the point where I'm doing my best to kind of just not think about it at all until I have the consultation with the spinal surgeon, which in and of itself is going to be extremely expensive, because with my insurance, I'm still subject to deductible. So I'm still paying for like all my specialist appointments and everything out of pocket. I'm still paying off a flurry of medical bills that I had from when we were trying to figure out why the fuck I've been passing out when I laugh too hard. By the way, I don't know if I ever relayed the follow-up on that. Nothing's wrong with me. As far as that goes, we fully believe that it is just a side effect of one of my medications is causing me to have lower than normal blood pressure, to the point where if I laugh too hard, oxygen leaves my brain faster than it's used to, and I just... bleh. So, that issue has been identified, addressed, and rectified. So, but it was a very expensive issue to address, and now that it has been resolved, a new one has now taken its place that is probably going to be equally, if not more, even more expensive than that. So I have a lot of things I need to figure out because my budget is very tight. And I am now facing probably a new barrage of medical bills that I don't know that I can afford to pay. So I'm going to try to figure something out. Either maybe organize like a donathon or subathon or something to try to help raise a little bit of extra money to kind of help cover some of these. Because otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. Being disabled is expensive, y'all. It is very expensive to be disabled. Especially being disabled in America. Like, it sucks. It is the actual worst. So sorry you're dealing with... thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to stay positive and try to keep a level head on my shoulders, but it's hard. It's really, really hard sometimes. But anyway.